Are you a little bit shocked and surprised at all the disruption we see going on around us? Or at least does it cause you a little bit of concern? And do you wonder what the heck is going on? How are we going to survive all of this? And why does it seem like so many things are falling apart? Why can't it be better? Want it to be better. I want it to be better for all of us, not just some of us. So today I'm going to talk about how to survive the unraveling of the planet as it's been, because something beautiful is just on the other side of this. Something is happening now, and you can get on board with the good flow of the new energy, and you'll be far less troubled and disturbed as we see the old unraveling. My name's Sonia Choquette. I am a spiritual guide and teacher. I work with many spirit guides as well as a whole group of teacher guides called the Emissaries of the Third Ray, Second Octave of Love. And I have been teaching and writing for over 50 years. And it's been my mission. And today I want to address the chaos in the world and how to navigate it in a way that will just keep empowering you, but also how to understand it, so you don't feel frightened and troubled and scared, especially because if we look at it from the outside, it's really scary. So the first thing I want you to know is, if you're new to my channel, by the way, welcome, welcome. I'm so grateful you're here. Maybe your spirit guides kind of led you here. And if you're coming back, welcome back. And let's get on with how to navigate all this chaos and land in the best possible place. First of all, like I said, let's understand it. We are in the midst of a profound and transformational leap forward as a human race. So many things that are bombarding us and traumatizing us on so many levels are also invoking new frequencies inside us, of which I've been talking for quite a while. Your inner senses, your intuition, your manifestation skills, your understanding and consciousness that we are co-creators and spiritual beings. You know, it's sort of the saying, necessity is the mother of invention. Well, it is necessary that we evolve. And all of this it's kind of started pre-COVID, but COVID really launched this evolutionary arc and urgency. But you know, after COVID was over, it just seemed like it was worse. And now we're in this year and it's worse. And it's like, what is going on? Well, what is going on is that all this provocation is a catalyst for our evolution. We are changing. We are activating senses in our bodies, energies in our cells, in our DNA. My guides say every part of us is evolving and activating our divine consciousness, our what we call our Christ consciousness, our divine energy, our beingness at a higher level. And we might be entering this period kicking and screaming and being traumatized into it, but we are growing. You know, once upon a time, there was a group of people on the planet before the Dark Ages that lived in a very dark place. There was horrible disease, and there was struggle and no sanitation, and things like romantic love or art or music just weren't really part of the landscape of consciousness. And then all of a sudden, bam, we're in the Renaissance. The most unbelievable surge forward of art and architecture and music and writing and science and poetry and language and adventure and exploration. It was just this surge forward. And we're right on the precipice of a new surge. In fact, we've entered it. So first of all, I can tell you, you personally are evolving, and you are shifting, and your DNA is changing and activating. And here are some of the signs. Have you had vertigo? Because your center of gravity is shifting from ego and head to heart. So your whole equilibrium, the heart brain is becoming the central brain. Have you had any moments where you've had a little bit of ringing in your ears? Just subtle. Like, what is that? It's activating some inner senses that are at the back of your head and your throat chakra and in the middle of the brain. These senses are coming alive. Have you found a low, just all of a sudden, a real intolerance for noise and talking, like just can't be in it. It just sets your teeth on edge. It's because that's such a low vibration that it clashes with what is happening. Are you waking up at 3 a.m? And are you feeling like waves of dread? That's your ego kind of holding on as it's sliding off, and your spirit is emerging. And have you all of a sudden just wanted to change your life dramatically? Like, I'm out of this marriage, or I'm even out of being this sexual orientation, or I'm out of being this identity. All of a sudden, you're just like a butterfly coming out of a cocoon, and you want something really different. So different than what you have in the moment, but you're going for it. These are some of the indications. Just a list, just some. They're not all, and I will talk about more, but you're changing. We all are, and that's the good news. What's falling by the wayside, it's hard to watch. There is a lot of loss in terms of consciousness, but we know the spirit lives on. And what will emerge is a more brilliant human. You are becoming, if you choose. Now, you couldn't fight this, but nature is activating us all to become more brilliant humans. And we are becoming more aware. Are you reading life all of a sudden? Are you not caught off guard? Are you understanding what people mean beyond their words? Are you walking into vibration? You walk into locations and you know, I should either stay here, I should just go, and you don't feel the need to explain yourself? Are you finding yourself spontaneously meeting new people? Even this way, even through channels like this, where like there's a kinship and it's an uplifting force, not meetings where everyone's warning you and gloom and doom and you better follow me because I'll protect you and keep you safe, because that's ego. That's manipulation. One of the signatures of your evolution is a sense of freedom and not being driven by fear or otherizing people. Like it's me against them, we're right and they're wrong. That is what's falling away. And here's one that's really interesting to take note of. Are you resurrecting talents you buried? Talents that would create beauty, like music. Or maybe you want to write poetry all of a sudden, or write. Maybe you want to write literature, prose. Maybe you want to write something, or start a garden, or become really mindful of your clothes and what you wear and how they affect you. I mean, these are just signatures. So I know there's a lot of chaos, but I want to point out the good things happening in the rubble. There is a lot of chaos and there's a lot of loss for a lot of people, and it's really hard to watch. But these earth dramas are going to become so bad that there's something in our nature that's going to activate like a repulsion that's going to say collectively, enough people anyway are going to say no. It's happening. Now, the cynicism that a lot of people feel comes from two things. One, maybe your own activation hasn't begun, so you're only relying on appearances for your information. And I'll admit, I agree with you. If you're relying only on appearances, it looks bad. And that also is curated by what you choose to look at, because there's so much good going on. It just isn't broadcast at the same level or in the same ways as the horrifying things. But I want you to know that one, the spirit lives on. Two, we humans are becoming multisensory, not just six sensory. And we are becoming human homo spiritus instead of homo sapien, homo spiritus. We are becoming spirit embodied beings. So this chaos that we are undergoing right now, we have to know all, and even think about in your own life. Chaos is what provokes growth. I went through a period of chaos. I wrote about it in 2 books, Walking Home, A Pilgrimage from Humbled to Healed, and then a subsequent follow-up book, as my chaos went on for a minute, Waking Up in Paris. And it was about how my own life just completely unraveled and so much loss. But on the other side of that loss, I would reframe it. So much liberation from being attached to the wrong things that really gave me a low vibration and a heavy heart. And I felt so out of integrity with who I actually am. So even when we see loss, I have a friend who lost his house recently in the fires in California of recently. There's always fires in California, but these are pretty bad. He lost his house, but he said, I didn't lose my daughter, my wife, my kittens, and he is a musician. He said, I didn't lose my equipment. I got enough of it out, including my files, to regroup. So yeah, this is pretty bad, but it's not irreparable. I didn't lose my family. I didn't lose my health. So our perspectives change with loss. I know my perspective changed, and I lost my house, and I lost my financial support, and I lost my savings. I lost my community. Lost. The real thing is it was time for that to go. It was time to release that, and my ego wasn't allowing it. All these dramas came, and I think what's happening on our planet with climate change and with these horrific wars and terrible, terrible threatening and horrific gross behaviors with so many people who talk about humans as if they're things we can just discard. All of that is a mirror of what we call our shadow, what collectively we humans have to address and say, wait a minute, I don't subscribe to this. So it's getting turned up, so we get turned off enough to become a more loving, evolved version of ourselves and not point the finger at anyone. Because when you really start evolving, there's just us. But we are at various levels of awakening, although in the truth of the matter is whether we self-select out, we get in or out, the spirit is eternal. And I mean that truly, 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 the spirit is eternal. So here's the thing. It looks bad. It is bad. It's serving a good purpose. And simultaneously, something beautiful is happening. I know that the caterpillar, in the moment it's turning to mush, at whatever level of consciousness it is possessing, is going, oh my God, I'm dying. And I'm dissolving. But out of that comes this incredible creature, this beautiful, magnificent butterfly. And we are in the mush. We are melting. We are dissolving. We are being forced to look at things differently. We are waking up senses. Our physical sense, our beingness is going to change. Human beings are evolving. You are part of that. Your body, the senses that I've had my whole life, and everybody looked at me like I had, 10 fingers on each hand and a big, eyeball sticking in my forehead and called me weird. They're all having the same experiences now. We are all waking up to these senses. They are going to become integrated and normalized. And my function is to teach you and guide you to integrate these as your new normal with gratitude and complete availability, because it's fabulous. There's a lot of challenging things happening, but that's, again, we'll manage. In the way for you to navigate and really sail and soar is to pay attention to your vibes, open your heart, follow your creativity, be very discerning about what you pay attention to, and don't let anything rob you, torture you with grossness, ugliness, negativity. Pray instead. Take your attention off the horror, not in denial, but pray to raise it up. Prayer is activating our highest consciousness and creating a lifeline to our divine source. Pray however you want to pray. There's one source, and we have many languages and many avenues, artful avenues to get to that source. So whatever is your prayer, and relax. Like really make it a conscious commitment to relax your body, relax your breath, relax your brain. Don't be sucked into screens. Go into nature. Go for a walk. Go play some games. Don't let your phone entertain you. Let your kids or a dog or just go sit in the park and watch people entertain you. Come back out of your head and back into the frequency around you. Grow something. Grow some plants in your window. Grow a garden. Join a community garden. Create something. Create a song, a meal, an outfit, a new organization of your home. Create, grow, and acknowledge what's beautiful. We can tell you, anybody I know can give me a detailed list of what's awful, but tell me what's beautiful. Shift your lens. Like those people in the Renaissance came out of the plague and the Dark Ages, and they shifted their lens to beauty and brought it in. We have beautiful divine support, and there's a lot of guides, a lot. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if they manifest physically for us. We're in some really radically changing times, but it's good in the end, and it's messy right now. Don't be afraid, and don't join the mess of ugliness. You are becoming a new and divine human, and these are some tips that will help you, really help you have a different experience. If you wake up in the night, get up, stretch, drink some water, say 3 things you're very grateful for, and then say, I ask for love, protection, and support, and surround me in love, protection, and support, and thank you. All is well. And then go back to bed. If your brain is going a million miles an hour, if your heart is racing, get up and journal for a few minutes. Just whatever's going on, just whatever. Just start writing. You'll go back to bed. And don't be surprised if you actually even need less sleep as a new human. These are wild times, but these are our times. We can make the best of them in an incredible way. And let's do that. Don't be afraid. Be excited, curious, and be a creator. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, please join, subscribe, come back, give me a thumbs up, tell your friends. We are in the midst of something magnificent, and it's going to be all good in the end. And we're just in the middle. We're just in the bush. All my love.